Week 3 with Strava Premium began with a completely different philosophy that would ultimately produce the most surprising results of my entire experiment. Unlike the AI guidance of Runna or the motivational approach of Nike Run Club, Strava focused on something I hadn't fully appreciated before: competitive analytics and data driven performance optimization. What started as a week of segment hunting and power analysis ended up revealing the most important discovery of my 30-day experiment. Strava Premium's training features centered around detailed analytics, personalized heart rate zones, and something called relative effort scoring that promised to optimize my training load. The app analyzed my historical data and created custom heart rate zones that were significantly different from the generic calculations I'd been using. These personalized zones would prove to be game-changing, but not in the way I expected. The first revelation came during my initial easy run with Strava's guidance. The app's personalized heart rate zones indicated that I had been running my easy runs too hard for months, possibly years. What I thought was conversational pace was actually tempo effort based on my individual physiology. This explained why I often felt tired after easy runs and why my performance had plateaued. Strava's data analysis had identified a fundamental flaw in my training approach that neither AI coaching nor motivational guidance had addressed. But the real breakthrough happened when I discovered Strava's segment features weren't just about competition, they were about micro training opportunities embedded in every run. The app identified specific sections of my regular routes where I could practice race pace, hill repeats, or speed work within the context of normal training runs. This gamification of training turned every run into a structured workout without the mental fatigue of formal interval sessions. By day 3, I was experiencing something unprecedented in my running journey. My easy runs felt genuinely easy for the first time in years, but my hard efforts were producing faster times than I'd achieved in months. The secret wasn't more sophisticated AI or better motivation, it was training in the correct physiological zones for each specific workout. This seemed almost too simple to be revolutionary, yet the results were undeniable. The Strava week also introduced me to a concept that none of the other apps had emphasized: training load management through relative effort scoring. This metric combined duration, intensity, and heart rate data to quantify the physiological stress of each workout. For the first time, I could see exactly how much training stress I was accumulating and whether I was recovering adequately between sessions. This data revealed something shocking about my previous 3 weeks of testing. The Run a week had provided appropriate training load with good recovery balance. The Nike week had accumulated excessive stress without adequate easy days, explaining my fatigue and elevated resting heart rate. Now, Strava was showing me how to optimize the balance between stress and recovery in real time, something that felt more valuable than any specific workout prescription. The competitive aspects of Strava Premium provided motivation in a completely different way than Nike's community features. Instead of general encouragement to run faster, segment challenges gave me specific, measurable targets embedded in my regular training routes. I found myself naturally incorporating speedwork and hill repeats without the mental resistance I usually experienced with formal interval training. But the most significant discovery came when I started combining insights from all 3 apps in ways none of them had intended. I used Runna's educational content to understand the physiological purpose of each workout, Strava's data analysis to ensure I was training in appropriate heart rate zones, and Nike's motivational content for long runs when I needed entertainment and encouragement. This hybrid approach produced better results than following any single app exclusively. The data from my Strava week showed remarkable improvements. My easy run pace had improved while my heart rate decreased, indicating significant aerobic development. My threshold pace had increased substantially, and my recovery between hard efforts had improved dramatically. Most importantly, I felt energized and motivated rather than tired and overtrained. This success led me to investigate why combining multiple coaching approaches worked better than following one exclusively. What I discovered was that different aspects of training require different types of guidance and motivation. Technical education benefits from AI precision and scientific explanation. Easy runs benefit from entertainment and distraction. Hard efforts benefit from real time data feedback and competitive motivation. Recovery requires honest assessment tools and load management guidance. The Strava experience also revealed the importance of historical data analysis in training optimization. While AI apps like Runna could adapt to recent feedback, Strava's access to years of training data provided insights into long term patterns and trends that shorter term coaching approaches missed entirely. This historical perspective was crucial for understanding seasonal patterns, identifying optimal training loads, and recognizing early warning signs of overtraining. By the end of week 3, I had achieved something I hadn't experienced in over a year: genuine excitement about my running progress. My 5K time trial showed an improvement of over 30 seconds from my baseline. My long runs felt easier than they had in months, and I was sleeping better and recovering faster than I had since beginning this experiment. But perhaps the most important insight from the Strava week was understanding that effective training wasn't about finding the perfect app or coaching approach. It was about understanding the principles behind effective training and using technology to implement those principles consistently. Strava excelled at providing the data and analytics needed to optimize training, but it required more knowledge and initiative than the guided approaches of other apps. This realization prepared me perfectly for week 4 with Garmin Coach, which promised science based training with the convenience of AI guidance and the precision of advanced wearable technology. I was particularly curious whether Garmin's integration of training load, recovery metrics, and environmental data would provide the best of all worlds: AI intelligence, scientific rigor, and comprehensive data analysis. What I discovered in my final week would challenge my assumptions about wearable technology and reveal why the future of coaching might not be about choosing between AI and human guidance, but about creating intelligent systems that augment human expertise rather than replacing it. The results from week 4 would ultimately determine which approach I would continue using long term, but more importantly, they would reveal a fundamental truth about training technology that every runner needs to understand before investing in premium coaching apps or expensive wearable devices.